I get a lot of people asking me just why I choose to be a low spender in this game. And it's a great question. Um, I get it asked all the time, and I thought I'd just make a video finally addressing this. You might think it's because I don't have that much money, but that's really not the case. I have like so much money that it's just sitting in my bank, and sometimes I have to even go to the bank and just say, take all this money from me because I don't have anywhere to put it anymore. But anyway, give me a minute and allow me to explain why. I like not being able to take my gear to plus 16. It just makes the game so much more challenging and interesting when you can only get it to plus 12. Like, you ever done a clan boss team with just plus 12 gear on your whole team? It's just so much more fun learning, what the clan boss does rather than just going with, a fully upgraded team. And it's kind of a joke then. It's like, what's the point? And I don't want things easy. I don't know about for you, but like, who just wants to get a 2-key clan boss? Like, that's so boring. Like, why would you do a 2-key? You get 3 keys a day. Like, if you log in early enough and you use your 2, then by the end of the day, you're gonna have 3. So you're kind of just wasting a key, and you're not really getting to enjoy the clan boss the way it was supposed to be enjoyed. So that's why I just like going with plus 12 gear. And who really needs it plus 16 anyway? It's only 4 more levels. It's kind of just a waste of silver. Because, like, what could 4 more levels really matter anyway? So you're saving your silver, and you're just getting a better clan boss experience. But not just for the clan boss. I recommend going with the strategy for the whole game. It's just going to make everything a lot more fun, and you're going to actually get to use your skills. Because if you have a lot of health, from having plus 16 gear, you're not going to die. You're not going to get to bring in revive champions, or maybe not even healers. Or if people are dying, then you can bring those things in, and you can see how they work. And it's really cool, when your whole team just gets wiped by even a normal mob. It can happen. In Doom Tower especially. Or, a boss. A boss could very well do it too. Or the arena. So there's just a lot of different areas of the game that you could try this out. So I suggest, just sell your 16 gear. Sell it because you can't unupgrade it. And then just go with the plus 12 gear. Or if you really want to, be brave, you could go with plus 8. I mean, who am I to judge? If you want to go with plus 8, you could probably do it, honestly. We talked about the clan boss, and, just how much more fun that can be. But also, the other thing that this adds is just only getting 1 sacred shard a month, because you're not going to hit the top chest or whatever with this method, but who really cares? You're going to have a better time. You might not get the top chest, and that's okay. But you're going to get your 1 sacred shard a month, and you'll still get your immortal gear. It's probably not going to be that good, but, it could be. I mean, who knows, right? I mean, who doesn't like having some 4-star gear every now and then? It's just extra money going to your bank account. So, I'll take a 4-star gear any day over 6-star, because 6-star, I gotta figure out who it's gonna go on, and, gotta upgrade it. It's just a hassle. I'd rather have the 4-star gear, and I could sell it right away and get some money. So yeah, you're not gonna be hitting top chests with clan boss, and I don't like to anyway. And the same goes for the Hydra clan boss. I just love, not having a big enough roster of champions to really go in there 3 times and make, quick work of the Hydra. I love it where I only have one good team I can select from. And so in that way, I don't have to figure out who I'm trying to bring in, because I only got one team that can do it. And so what ends up happening with this, I was going to say strategy. It's not really a strategy. It's more like a situation, because I just don't have enough champions to bring, since I'm only getting the one sacred shard from the clan boss. And you might think that's a bad thing, but it's really not. It's really, really a good thing. And I'll tell you why. Because then I don't have to, figure out who I'm going to be bringing. All I have to do is, if I don't get good RNG, then I free regroup. That's it. I just do my free regroup if I don't get the right RNG. So it's very, very simple. It might take you a dozen times of just resetting it, but you're gonna get the bottom chest at least for the 1.66 million damage. Again, which we explained why that's better than getting the top chest. So you're already gonna be good in that area. You might not have all the buffs or debuffs or whatever, since you only have one team, but that's okay. It's just going to be a lot more fun. You're not going to have to worry about what buffs or what debuffs do I have. You just bring your best champions and let them swing their sword, use their skills, and it's going to be a fun time. And you're going to be done with the Hydra Clan boss probably, I want to say 4 hours. It'll take about 4 hours a week, just one day to set aside 4 hours and get your Hydra clan boss done. And speaking of the champion roster, I just love not having that many epics and legendaries to choose from. Or, the top tier champions that everybody's always talking about, like Coldheart, Apothecary. I do actually have Apothecary. And, he kind of sucks. I don't really like him. But, anyway, I don't have, Mashald, I don't have Chris, I don't have Warlord, I don't have any of these top tier champions, and it's just a lot more interest in that way to me. Not having all the buffs or the debuffs in the game, or, not having a seer, so the dungeon waves just take a really, really long time, and, you get to really experiment with, what kind of teams you can bring. Since I don't have an AoE weaken, I get to think, what would be something else I could bring. I could bring Richtof and have him poison everybody. And that kind of works, but then he can get, resisted, or a lot of different things can happen. His A1 kind of sucks. His A3 sucks for waves. And, but yeah, so I could bring him for that, or I could bring, the new champion, Simple. And he's got the freeze on the A1, he's got the decreased defense. I don't have enough books to make any of that stuff work, but it doesn't really matter, I just like it kind of random. I don't like, a skill just doing the same thing every time. I like, just a random aspect of it. It makes it a lot more interesting. And, again, with not having buffs, not having every buff, I don't have strengthen buff, which, who cares really? As long as you have a healer or something like that, you don't really need strengthen. Who cares about having block debuffs, though they did release Tatura, so I guess I do have that in one champion anyway. And then go back to Hydra and not having block buffs on him, so he could just kind of steal all my buffs, and so that's kind of like sharing, it's good to share, so I don't mind that he's really taking my buffs. I don't have that many anyway, since I just don't have that many good champions, but I wish I had more that I could give to him, but I just do what I can, and that's really the best way to play this game. And especially speaking of champions, I love just, bringing 2 champions on my faction war stages. those are like usually the best ones and the ones I have the most fun with. Because who wants to like, just see 5 champions going against 5 or 6 other champions? It just takes a really long time, and it's just not as challenging. Whereas if you just have 2 champions, you're not going to be getting a 3-star or 2-star. So that'll give me more incentive to come back to that stage later. And I'll constantly be checking my champion roster. Do I have enough champions here? Or do I just still have the 2 champions? So I love that. I love, just being stuck on stage 10 of Faction Wars for a really long time, just until I use my 1 sacred that I get a month. Hoping I get somebody that I can put in there, but usually don't, and honestly it's kind of better that way. It's kind of better that way, just, having just a few champions. Just be able to burn through your keys real quick, not really making any progress or anything like that, not getting any good glyphs. Glyphs just take money, they take time. Just having to figure out who they're going to go on. Who really wants to bother with glyphs? You're just going to put it on a piece of gear, and you're probably going to get something better. You're going to get a new 6-star legendary piece, or with the Chaos Orb being released, you're going to get some better gear, and you're going to have just wasted those glyphs. Wasted that time. The easier way is just to, just bring 2 champions in your Faction Wars, burn through your keys, and that's it. And just be done for the day. And the same thing goes for Doom Tower. Not having a big champion roster, it makes Doom Tower great, especially for the secret rooms, where you have to have a very specific champion roster. And just not having that. You know what that means? That means I don't have to worry about doing those secret rooms. Since I'm not able to, I just don't have to even worry about it. And so that just makes everything a lot easier, smoother, knowing that I don't even have to bother with this secret room today. So I can just set it on auto, do my 10 floors. Hopefully I can beat the boss, but I'll usually get stuck, halfway up to Doom Tower, just because I don't have the right champions. And so that's really good too, because then I just finished the Doom Tower really fast, just a few weeks in, or not even a few weeks, more like the first week I'm done with Doom Tower, and then I just don't have to worry about it anymore until it resets, and then I just do my next 50 floors or whatever. So that's really good, and I like that it comes out that way. It's kind of like Plarium doesn't want you to spend, because spending, it just gives you all these resources and stuff that you're gonna have to worry about. Where are you gonna spend them, and you're gonna be on your computer all day. So why would you really even spend money in this game? I really don't know. I don't know why people do it, because it's just a lot more fun not having these things, and not having the champions to beat certain content. Then I just don't even have to worry about doing that content. So the other thing is just getting a champion to rank 6, right? So this can take a very long time, not spending any money in the game. I'm not just buying a bunch of rank 5 chickens like some people. I have to actually go out and work for them. And so this becomes a very rewarding experience when you have to actually go out and grind your chickens up, in Brutal. Especially when you don't have enough mystery shards to do it. Like I think I have 24 mystery shards right now, which is actually quite a lot for me. That can usually take me like a week to get that much. And so you can imagine how long it takes to get enough, food I can use to go get a rank 5 chicken leveled up. And so it becomes where it takes like a whole month to get somebody to rank 6. And it's just a really, rewarding experience, and I wouldn't change it for anything, honestly. Like, I've never been tempted to spend any money in this game. I do spend, just a little bit, but I would never buy, chickens or anything, because, like, what's the point? Just getting a champion right away and just taking rank 6 right away. what's the point in that? You know, that's no fun. That's not rewarding. I don't want to be able to use my champions right away. I want them to sit in my vault for, you know, a month or 2 months till I get all their masteries, till I get them leveled up and to rank 6, and, you know, just find some gear that I can put on them, some suboptimal gear most likely, and ascend them. Oh, that's the other thing. You know, I just love not being able to do stage 20 of the potion keeps, or even when you do them, you don't get anything good. But that's a whole nother topic. Like, even if you do stage 19, I couldn't tell you just how many times I've gotten the lesser potions from that. And, you know, it's really enhanced my life and my gameplay experience. Getting those lesser potions, that means I can go to the potion mixer and I can, you know, mix them to make the greater potions. So that's a lot more fun to me, mixing them up, than just getting them right away. You know, what's the fun in that? Just getting what you need exactly. Just getting exactly what you need on the first time. That's no fun. I like being a little creative and, you know, trying to figure out how much potions I need, mixing them all up, and then, you know, still not having enough, so I'll just go back, you know, in the potion keep, and just keep farming that. Though, again, I can't do stage 20 of most of them, just, you know, because I don't have the right champions. Again, going back to that, you know, just having the champions sit in my vault for a long time, you know, even though they're good champions, I don't have the food ready for them, you know, or the masteries, or the energy. That's the other thing. I kind of, you know, I'm not going to say I love running out of energy, but, you know, certainly getting food, getting rank 5 chickens uses a lot of energy. And so, when I run out, when I get, like, you know, just a couple rank 5 chickens, and then I run out of energy, you know, that's really a great feeling, because then I just know I don't even have to worry about it anymore. I'll just wait till tomorrow, and I'll go get my, you know, couple 4-star chickens ready, and I'll do the same thing the next day until I get enough to, you know, take somebody to rank 6. So, and not only that, I just love, you know, not being able to farm that much gear. I love just being able to do, you know, 10 or 20 runs of a dungeon and then run out of energy, because then that just means, again, I don't have to spend all day farming. I just get, you know, maybe 1 6-star piece, and I sell it because it's usually not too good, and then the rest I sell, obviously. Even though I know I suggested keeping 4-star gear. Well, I didn't suggest keeping 4-star. Actually, I was just saying, like, 4-star. And, you know, basically anything less than 6-star is good to have, because you can sell it and get money. And then 6-star gear, you know, you have to worry about upgrading it. But luckily, I only get like 1 of those a day anyway, because I run out of energy. And it's really a great system, you know. What keeps players engaged more than just not being able to play the game? Just sitting at the bastion, just waiting for the market to refresh, honestly, because that's about the only thing you can do at that point. Once you've done, you know, used all your energy, done the clan boss, done the faction wars, then you just get to chill at the market. And it's really an enriching game experience when I'm just, you know, watching the market, checking out the chat, and seeing if I have any gems to collect. But most of all, why I love just being a low spender is just honestly for the integrity of the game. I love, you know, that this can be a game where you don't spend any money, because what would ruin the integrity of the game more than if it was just a completely luck-based game without any skill, and you could just buy your way to the top in not only the arena but in every aspect of the game, completing Hydra quicker, and, you know, just having unkillable teams for clan boss and things like that. Getting, you know, beating Tomb Tower right away. No, like, that's not what this game needs. Like, in what world would that be a good system? Like, I want to keep, you know, things pretty scarce on resources, and so that's why I like to be a low spender. I like, not having that many shards that I get. It just makes it more exciting when I do get to pull them finally, and I get, subpar champions that I'm just going to feed, or, I'm just going to leave them in my vault for a while till I'm actually able to use them. That makes it a lot more exciting to me than, just having 500 ancient shards I could pull and get top tier champions. And then, cause what's the point in that? I don't need better champions. I need, just what I have. I have all that I need. Again, because you can never have too little in this game. You can only have too much. And that's why I kind of feel bad for the whales, honestly, because they have so much stuff that they just don't know what to do with, and they're constantly worried and stressed out about all the things they have to do, all the resources they have to spend. Constantly have to make shard videos because they have so many shards. And you see, the beauty of it is I don't have to worry about any of that. That's why I choose to be a low spender. It's not because I can't afford it, okay? That is not why. It's just because it would ruin the integrity of the game. We can't have everybody, spending thousands of dollars in the game, because it would just ruin the integrity. And Plarium would just perhaps lower the drop chance if they knew everybody could afford to buy shards. They would lower the drop chance, or they would just keep diluting the champion pool even more than they already are. And so what would happen then is we would be getting the top tier champions like Krisk or Siffy or Duchess. We would be getting those, and we don't want those. Again, obviously we don't want those champions because they're a huge hassle to build. Somebody of that caliber, if you're gonna build them, you have to build them right. And that means looking up a guide, getting the masteries, getting the chickens ready, getting the gear ready, knowing what gear is going to be optimal, knowing where you're going to use them. And then you might not even have the gear ready. So that means you got to farm gear. And you got to, it's just a ton of work building a champion of that caliber, because you don't want to screw it up. And so the easiest way to solve that problem is not getting those champions. And so, to wrap things up here, that is pretty much why I love being a low spender in this game. It's even better if you're free to play, but I do, I like to spend a little now and then. And, no hate for anybody who spends a lot. I just feel sorry for them, honestly. But if they want to waste their life away and their money, then that's completely up to them. But for me, that's not the route I want to go down, and I don't think that's the route that Plarium wants us to go down either. What it comes down to is I want Plarium to have full control over, what I get in the game, what kind of champions I get. I really just want them to have full control so I don't have to make that decision, because I trust that they'll make a good decision for me. And, I trust that they have my best interest in mind as just a player and, a valued member of the community. I'm sure they care more about that than the money, really. I doubt they even care that much about the money. They really just want to, have a good community of players and feel like the players can trust them, which I do, and we all should trust Plarium. There's really no reason to doubt their motives or anything silly like that. I think that I've heard other players say it's just absurd that they're making the champion pool diluted so they can make more money or things like that. It's just nonsense. Just goes to show that you can't believe everything you hear, and I trust Plarium fully. not only with my wallet, but with my life.